Hey, welcome to Cohn and Hensley. I'm Grant Cohn. That's Ryan G. Hensley. He's in SAC. I'm in Vegas.
Kyle.
Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Vegas. Gonna be here for a while.
Trying to be like Kyle.
Oh, who am I? Oh, yeah.
He went to one Lil Wayne concert. One Lil Wayne concert. That's all.
I can do it, right? Should we hit him up like that in the press conference? Hey, what up?
Yeah, man. One Lil Wayne concert. It was a wrap.
Who are they partying with after the Super Bowl this year? No matter what they do.
Definitely Lil Wayne gonna be there. Taylor Swift.
I don't think Taylor Swift's gonna be there.
No,
I don't think so. All right, we're gonna talk about scheme, strategy. What's at stake for Kyle? What's at stake for Brock? Prize picks. What I'm gonna be doing all week. But first, there's like a really serious thing happening with the 49ers. This is serious. Grassgate. You thought this was going to be a normal week of preparation for the Super Bowl? No, there's a controversy. And here's what it is. It's actually kind of interesting. So I don't know how this worked out, but the Chiefs were given the Raiders practice facility for the week. It's really nice. State of the art. I was there in August. At least 4 fields, 3 outdoors, 1 indoors. It's nice. Niners got UNLV.
Yeah.
And they have turf, and they put grass over the turf for the Niners, and the grass apparently is a little too soft, according to the Niners. They haven't practiced on it yet, but they're not happy at all. What do you think of this development?
Who thought that? Well, first of all, who thought that was a good idea to put grass over turf just like right before they show up to practice? I mean, it sounds like I don't know anything about landscaping. That sounds like a bad idea. Doesn't sound like the smart idea. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is Taylor Swift behind this? I don't know.
Because she has the kind of pull. She could do that. Billionaire.
Yeah, we got to look into that deeper. But yeah, no, that's crazy, man. I hope they figure it out because not being able to practice fully or having weird issues with the practice field seems like it could be a disadvantage or maybe an advantage because they overcome Grassgate and practiced anyways. I don't know, man, but it's interesting. It seems very unprofessional, right? This is the Super Bowl. You think NFL would have taken care of this, had this prepared properly, figured out a plan for them. I mean, it seems like they should have just rotated with the Chiefs at the Raiders facility, right?
I don't understand why the Niners went for this. One team gets a state-of-the-art NFL facility. The other one gets UNLV and makeshift grass. What do they flip a coin? How is that fair? I mean, I'm not a Niner homer at all, and this is their problem, but it does seem really unfortunate and worse than unfortunate, unfair. Unfair would be the word. And the NFL needs to make this right. So, again, I've been to the Raiders facility. There's 3 outdoor fields and an indoor field. They could probably share it. They wouldn't even have to be out there at the same time, but that seems to be preferable. One team takes it in the morning, one team takes it in the evening, the afternoon. Then the Niners playing at UNLV. That's messed up. People may not realize it, but it was raining a lot in the Bay last week. So those 2 practices they had kind of compromised as well. Now it's good that Brock Purdy got some practice throwing with a wet ball, but that doesn't help him in the Super Bowl. So maybe they could get some ideal practices without messed up conditions for once.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a fair way to approach it, and hopefully they get it resolved. I don't know. I guess the concern that it's too soft is what? What are they worried about? The danger of it, or just the speed of the practice, or what exactly is the big worry with the surf being too soft?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm wondering. It sounds like
problem. Why? How could grass be too soft? I like soft grass.
That. Yeah, please give me some soft grass. I'm good.
I mean, who wants hard grass? Not me.
Help me. The Raiders play indoors, but is it grass or is it turf?
It's grass. It's like Arizona. They roll it in. They cart it in. I'm guessing here, as a former JV athlete myself, I'm thinking maybe it's about footing. Maybe they feel like it's slipping and sliding.
Yeah. Exposed seams. Supposedly their seams are exposed, so maybe it could trip, injury hazard. It just doesn't seem right. It seems crazy that it's even an issue headed into the Super Bowl. We're at the highest level. NFL should have figured this out. 49ers shouldn't have signed off on that idea either, right?
It seems like with a little bit of advanced reconnaissance. That's not the word I was looking for, but they should have known about this.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to the Super Bowl, right? It's hard to say.
When is their first practice? Is it Wednesday or Tuesday tomorrow?
I think they probably had a walkthrough today. I would think.
Wow.
So
Okay.
they'll find out. But what a way to you gotta love what a great opening storyline for the Super Bowl. Hey, #1 sports league in America, #1 game. One team gets crap facilities because that's how we do it. At least the game won't be on turf.
Yeah, at least the game's not going to be on turf. I mean, knock on wood. Hopefully everything goes good in practice. But yeah, it just doesn't seem professional. I feel like the NFL really got to figure that out. This is a different subject, but they really need to figure it out, a uniform policy on turf. Like turf should be pretty much the same on every field. Should be grass. Shouldn't be turf. Should be the same kind of grass. It seems like that should be more uniform than it is in the NFL. But yeah, as far as practicing, man, that does seem like an advantage for the Chiefs if they got that Raiders facility is nice from what I've seen, and they got a perfect facility to practice, and Niners do not.
It just shows how little the league thinks of the players. I mean, really, they're so replaceable in the league's eyes. That whole not for long thing's a big deal. There aren't very many stars in the league, and that whole next man, I don't think they care. Those professional soccer leagues in Europe, they don't play on turf. They really value the stars of their sport. And imagine if Brandon Ayuk or Christian McCaffrey got hurt in a practice at UNLV. What would they say in the NFL? Next man up. Too bad.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right, man.
People will watch the game no matter who's playing in it.
Do you think this is a legitimate excuse for the 49ers if they don't win the Super Bowl?
No. It's just a hazard they shouldn't have to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
Chris Holt says soft grass equals major injuries.
Soft grass equals hard football teams. I don't know.
It just doesn't seem fair that the Chiefs get Taylor Swift and all of her shenanigans that go along with it. Like, how come no one on the Niners thought about dating a billionaire? That would have been smart. Like Travis Kelce, he's doing it. I'm sure he's in love, but it's also a great team move. You want to have Taylor Swift on your side. So who do the Niners have?
Well, let's see what are the options.
Who's dropping the ball here? Who could be dating a billionaire that isn't? I think that's something that the Niners should consider.
Yeah.
Brock,
I mean, who's available? Rihanna, Beyonce, they're taking. Kendall Jenner, isn't she? I think she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Someone go after her.
Isn't she with Travis Scott? I don't know. I'm 36. I'm not going to pretend like I know.
My wife's maybe watch Kardashian. I've been watching the Kardashians. Okay. And yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. Matthew Sanders says players need to shake this off and embrace it. One less excuse for KC when we beat a mentality. Let the execs be vocal. Grant home team gets preference.
This is weird, man. I don't like it. I wish the 49ers had equal practice facility, man. It just doesn't feel right. I really think they should just split it between the Chiefs at the Raiders facility anyways. I think that's the ultimate. That's the answer.
It doesn't speak well for Vegas either. It's like, hey, we're ready to host the Super Bowl, kind of. We have one really nice facility, and UNLV. You'll be fine though. UNLV's a good school. It's like, oh god. Maybe
what NFL players has UNLV produced? I'm trying to think. Can you think of one?
I think I can think of one.
Who's that?
Oh, that's San Diego State. I was going to say Marshall Faulk. I was going to say Marshall Faulk, but I think that's San Diego State.
I can't think
of
I'll
one
look it up.
Player. You know why? The turf.
But why? That's
turf.
Because it's soft.
No question.
Soft grass on top of turf.
Absolutely.
Oh, Randall Cunningham.
Jeez.
Eric Wright. Yeah.
How about that?
Go.
How about that? Okay, it's enough about the grass. Let's talk about the week of coverage. What I'm going to be doing, just so you know. So
I'm curious. I'm very interested in this, man. I'm happy for you. I'm living vicariously through you. You get to cover the Super Bowl. You get to attend the Super Bowl, watch it for free. And I mean, it's amazing, dude. So tell me the schedule. What is it going to look like for you?
Okay. So the schedule, yesterday, I just skipped it. Yesterday was when they all show up in the plane and they get out like they're the president, and
Yeah.
people will take pictures, and that's the whole thing. I just didn't go. Maybe next time I will. I'm sure some of those videos would have done pretty well on my YouTube channel. I just didn't. It doesn't feel like journalism at all, so I didn't go. I skipped that one. Tonight is that crazy media night. It's TV. We're not allowed to post videos until it's all over because it's a spectacle. NFL wants it this way. They credential as long as you have a face and a name. You most likely could get a credential to this event, and it's just swarms of people. You've seen it asking weird questions. Like people from the Howard Stern show and people just trying to, and that's the whole thing. So if you really want to ask questions about football, forget about it. That'll be tonight. It'll be at Allegiant Stadium. It'll be the Chiefs first, Niners second.
You know what?
It'll be weird. I mean, there'll be all kind of celebrities there. That'll be tonight. That's it.
Let me interrupt you real quick. I have a face and a name. I'm going to the next one next year. I think I meet the criteria. I think you could,
man. Yeah. You know what's crazy? What I've learned is it's way easier to get a credential for something like anything through the NFL, Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, Combine, whatever, than through the Niners. Because the Niners are controlled by one Jed York. The NFL is controlled by Roger Goodell, who has a whole different modus operandi.
He doesn't have to worry about anything, right? It's big enough, right?
I think Jed likes being, the dude who says you can't come to my party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm throwing a party at my parents' house this weekend and you can't come. I think he's kind of that guy, whereas Roger Goodell understands the importance of media. Also, Jed got burned by media relentlessly in his 20s and early 30s. So maybe he's just a little vindictive. Like, I like the 7 people that I allow in my chocolate factory and no one else is allowed in. I trust these 7 people. I don't know how I made it this far, but I'm just going to shut the hell up now. Jed, I love you.
Keep doing your thing. Let me ask you this. Tonight, then we still have to get the rest of the schedule. But tonight, if you get to meet one celebrity, who do you want to meet?
Oh man, I don't know what celebrities will be there. Like, I don't know. I remember 4 years ago, I was standing next to some guy, and I thought he was like, I don't even want to say what I thought he was, but I thought he was off. I don't know how we got in there. Thought he was off. Yeah. Turned out it was Peyton Manning and Eli Manning's older brother. You know that guy? You seen that guy?
Yeah.
He's straight. He was asking questions. I was like, who let this guy in? Is he okay? Is he all right? Oh, it's Peyton Manning's older brother. Yeah. So, I mean, just stuff like that.
He's got that Manning head. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What's the rest of the schedule look like?
The rest of the schedule, so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be going out to Lake Las Vegas to interview the players. And this is great. So Lake Las Vegas is like 45 minutes away because the team doesn't trust the players around the strip. I wouldn't either. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Bus out there. And then for an hour and 15 minutes, every player and coach is at a table. Every player and coach.
Wow.
For an hour and 15 minutes. And you can go to the guy, get the guys you always get. But if you want to get some player that would normally not speak, you could theoretically interview him for an hour and 15 minutes, and he's there. It's the greatest setup ever. Thank you so much, NFL, because teams don't do this. Teams are all about, okay, 2 more questions and you're done. NFL is like, no, here, hour and 15. So if you're good, if you plan ahead, which I'll try, you can get Brian Green. You can go all around for 3 different days and get a bunch of people that you wouldn't normally get. That'll be fun. And then Friday, Saturday, couple days off. Sunday's the game. That's essentially it. But
so there's players that could sit there for an hour and 15 minutes and nobody come up to them. That sucks.
That happens. And you'll be on their phone, like trying to act like they don't care, but it probably hurts.
Like,
it would hurt me. But that's why it's fun. Okay, hey man, I know you're sitting here bored as hell. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Aaron Banks, Colton McKivitz. I mean, it's that kind of day. It's fun.
That's cool, man. All right.
And they're all in a good mood. They're in the freaking Super Bowl. They're all in a great mood. They do want to. They'd rather not talk. They'd rather talk than sit there talking to no one. It's a great setup. It's a great setup.
So can you go to the Chiefs and interview them too? Or are you just strictly Niners?
I could.
Yeah.
I have the credential that would let me in, but they have their availability at like 8 a.m, and the Niners have theirs at like 4 p.m. So I would have to get up at 6, take a bus, go out to Lake Las Vegas, come back, work, go. I don't have enough hours in the day, but there are people that will do it. I think Josh Dubow, who does AP out here. He's going to be doing both. So
wow,
gotta love
that's
him.
great. Who do you want to interview the most? Do you know? Do you have an idea of who you're going after?
It's interesting to get position coaches because they only make them available in training camp. It'd be fun to talk to Brian Greasy now, Clint Kubiak now, some of like Chris Kasarik. Hey man, let's talk about the wide nine now. So there's a lot of guys that are not. You can't. Like, if you ask to speak to Brian Greasy in the middle of the season, they'll be like, "Nah, sorry." So these are guys you can't get. But I don't know if you were there. What players would you want to talk to?
I would love to talk to like Debo and BA, guys like that. Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings got to be a great interview. And I don't know how many people are going to be lined up. If you can get some time with Jawan Jennings one-on-one.
When he wants to talk, which is rare. A lot of times you go to Jawan, like, hey, man, you got to meet him. He's like, nah, and walks away. It's like, all right, man, it's all business.
I feel like this is the week, though. They're probably feeling, a little, they're in the good spirits, I would imagine.
Let me tell you the two most underrated interviews on the Niners. These are guys who should be in the consideration for the Gary Niver Award next year. Could win it.
Okay.
The two corners, Travarius Ward and Diamador Lenore. They're both phenomenal. They're hilarious. Travarius Ward in particular is really funny. He doesn't care at all. They'll bring him out to the podium. He'll just drop F-bombs. It like doesn't be like, oh, he's just like, which is my kind of guy.
Didn't he say, didn't his first interview with the Niners, didn't he say like whack-ass questions?
Yes.
Gotta love that. Yeah.
And
they're both from the South.
That I'm like, did we just become best friends? I think I really like Travarius Ward.
Yeah. And they're
he
both
called
from
me
the
out
South.
for sagging. He called me out for sagging in the locker room about a month ago.
Yeah. So you're thugging?
It's a bad habit.
Yeah.
I was sagging. Yeah. He walked by. He was like, oh man, this man thugging. I was like, oh, no, I'm not.
And they're both from the South, so they got that Southern drawl.
No, Lenore is from LA.
Is he?
Lenore is from
you're right. He is.
Central.
Why was I thinking?
Lenore, you don't think like I don't know. When he first got to the team, he looked like he was 12 years old. But man, he's like the scrappiest dude on the defense. He talks hella crap. He's not scared of anyone. He's a lot of fun. He's just like he's a sleeper. He doesn't call a ton of attention to himself, but if you listen to what he says, he's outrageous. I love Diamador.
Greenlaw's got to be another good one.
Yes. Hell yeah. So much better than Fred Warner. No offense to Fred Warner because he's generous and he tries. But, it's just like talking to a coach who doesn't want to say it. He's just giving you the company line. And it's like, all right, Fred, thanks. We got it. You got to give it 110%. You're not concerned about anything. Yeah, it's like, Drake, can you come tell it how it is? Yeah. Travarius, can you come tell it how it is? Nick Bosa, can you come tell it how it is, please? Because Fred's just going to give me the company line.
Yeah.
I don't want the company line.
Yeah. Give me that off script.
No offense to Fred, who blocked me on Twitter. But this has nothing to do with him blocking me on Twitter. That's a different, and I don't know why. Because when I ask him questions, it's all good. Debo blocked me on Twitter too, but he answers my questions now too. Hey, Debo, unblock me. Nick Bosa, unblock me. He blocked me for years and unblocked me. It can be done.
Fred Warner blocked me as well. And I've been nothing but supportive. Yeah. You know what I did? He had one bad game, and I said, Fred, you let me down this week. And that's when he blocked me. So damn it, Fred.
Blocked.
Yeah. I can do
now
that.
Now you can't see my incredible insight into the 49ers. You're out.
Right. Yeah. I feel it.
Sorry.
That's what we're doing.
Noe GQ Pena says, who's going to date Oprah? That's what I'm saying, man. Something like that. We need someone to date Dua Lipa. Who's going to do it? Does she have a boyfriend? I don't know. But we're talking, I'm shooting big here.
Didn't she wanted to date Kittle, and Kittle's taken. She went on Twitter and said what's up with George Kittle?
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's the thing that happened.
So you're telling me that George Kittle isn't a team player is what you're saying?
Correct. He's not thinking of the team.
I mean, that's the biggest difference between Travis and George right there.
Yes.
Larry Beasley says, couldn't the Niners move to practice at Sam Boyd Stadium, which is a natural grass outdoor stadium? I'll be honest, I've never heard of Sam Boyd Stadium, but I don't see why not. It's got a name. It's got grass.
Why not? Why not? I don't know who Sam Boyd is or what Sam Boyd Stadium is, but why the hell not?
Why can't they both be at the Raiders at the same time watching each other? That would be
Hey,
so funny.
yeah, and make it even.
Hey, I mean, it's not an advantage if both people get to do it.
Yeah. 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 That's interesting. I don't know how they share the Raiders stadium though, if like, because it's not like they just practice and go home back to their hotels. They sit around and work on things and game plan. And so I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know what they're gonna do.
You know what's nice about it though? It's not our problem. It's their problem.
It's true. That is true.
Did you ever see that movie Boogie Nights?
Yes.
When he's making when he tries to transition to become a pop star at the end, but he can't pay for the tapes. And the producer's like, hey, that's a YP, not an MP. Your problem. It's a YP, not an MP. Sorry, Niners. Official BNA Music 88 says, we got Josh Harper's sis, rapper Saweetie.
Is that Josh Harper's sister? His brother's a coach for the 49ers. Josh Harper, he played for the Raiders temporarily. His brother's a coach, special teams coach for the 49ers. I didn't know Sweetie was his sister, though.
I didn't know that either. That's dope.
Yeah.
Rod Simmons says, in postseason games, finished Brock is undefeated. That is true. Don't sleep on Brock Purdy. You know, Ryan, a lot of people think Brock Purdy's trash, but I think he's good. Stop the presses. I'm the one person that thinks Brock Purdy's good.
I don't think you're the only one. I think there might be a couple. Hey, we might be sleeping on Brock. I was thinking about this today. This is a weird thing. We might be sleeping on Brock Purdy. Here's the thing. If you look at the statistics, Brock Purdy has beaten Patrick Mahomes this year in every single way. If Brock Purdy goes out here and beats the Chiefs and balls out, we might be sleeping on Brock Purdy. But I think we're
but how do their numbers compare in the playoffs, though? Just to be a jerk. I needed to be a jerk for a second. Like you were like, hey, let's take this moment to be positive. And I was like, sorry.
Yeah. It's all good.
Let me pop your balloons real quick. All right. We're gonna do some prize picks. We're gonna get back to the show. I think we may have I'd really like to know if we did the same exact prize picks last week and if we have different answers. Because I don't care. We're hedging our bets now.
All right.
A few days before. Let's get into it. Who do you like? What's the action you like here? Caffrey, Pacheco.
Is that a half a pick for Patrick Mahomes?
Half a yard. It's like a free square in Hollywood Squares if you want it.
Don't we have to take that?
I think we have to.
Yeah.
Let's go. I think he's going to throw more than half a yard. So let's take more on that one.
Yeah. I think we'll get there.
All right. Do you want to do Chiefs?
What we got? Let's do Kelsey. Let's do Kelsey. I want some Kelsey action.
All right, 71.5 receiving yards for young Travis.
What about receptions? I got one for receptions for Travis.
Let's see. Travis Kelsey.
Because I think he's going to get a lot.
You bet they do. You know why? Because Prize Picks is a great site. That really lets you. Anyway, sorry. 7
what about
receptions.
targets? Do they have targets? I think 7 receptions is a no-brainer. What's that? Half a what? Touchdown? Oh, I would go with that. 1 touchdown. It's a half a touchdown right there. Receiving rush.
Half a touchdown? That's the one, isn't it?
Yes, it is. More.
That's the one. You know he's going to score a touchdown. All right, Kelsey with the more on the touchdowns. All right, okay. Who you want next? Give me a name.
Let's go Brock.
Good choice.
Yeah, big
quarterback for the 49ers. Okay. Yeah. Rushing yards, passing TDs, passing
rushing over 12.5. Rushing over 12.5, bro.
Easy money, right? Come on.
That's the one.
I feel like we're on The Price is Right. Yeah. We're like asking the audience more.
Yeah.
More.
We're going put all 960 right on this one right here. No, that's probably too far. That's too much.
All right, who you want next? We got Mahomes, Kelsey, and Purdy.
CMC touchdowns.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I need McCaffrey touchdowns. I think McCaffrey's getting 3 touchdowns.
Jeez. Okay. So hold on.
What do they have him with? What's that? Devil. There's a little devil up there.
Devil.
What is that?
Yeah. If he hits more, then you get it.
But look at this one right next to it. Half. There's a half.
Yeah, but you get more money if it's the devil.
Let's go all the way. I like the one you chose. He's gonna do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
More.
Boom.
We're gonna make some big money, baby. Okay, what's next? Who we got?
Debo.
Good player. All right.
Yeah. Debo's going to have a game today.
Rushing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns. Oh, here's another one. Half a touchdown.
I would go 16.5 rushing yards.
Ooh, savvy move.
I think he's getting 2. He can do that in 2 rushes, and he will get 2 rushes.
All right, last one. Who you want?
Ooh, what about Bosa? Where they got a sack rate? Sack?
Quarter.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Nicholas, it's a Super Bowl. He's going to go hard.
All right. Nothing but more. More on Mahomes, more on Kelsey, more on Purdy, more on McCaffrey, more on Samuel, more on Bosa. We're like Kobe in that meme. More. Yeah, these are locks. How much you putting on this? Because these are locks, bud. Let's see if I can put more. Let's see if I can. Ooh. Will they let me put 40? They may not because see. Oh, they don't allow access from Nevada. Hilarious.
Wow.
Funny. But hey, proves you I'm really here. So I can't do it. But if you want to do it and you're not in Nevada, go to Prize Picks, use promo code Cohn, COHN, and get that 100% deposit match up to $100. It just seems like I'm not going to be winning this time, but I made my picks.
Bro, what? Why?
I know, man.
Nevada is like gambling central.
Yeah. Maybe they want you to do it.
They want you to bet at the casinos. Go place this bet at the casino.
Please. Yeah, because it's all winners. It's what it is. All right. It's a big day for Brock Purdy. He's been to 2 NFC championship games. He's never played on this stage. He's 24 years old. Wow. He could be a made man in a week or not. A lot at stake.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot at stake right here for Brock. I mean, he has a huge opportunity to basically ride his ticket. I mean, if Brock Purdy goes out and has a good day and the 49ers win the Super Bowl, you can imagine what that contract's going to look like next year. All he has to do is next year is come out and play 90% of what he did this year. Doesn't matter. He already won a Super Bowl. He's a made man. He'll be one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid players in the NFL if he does that. So huge opportunity for Brock Purdy. The other scenario is he plays okay and they still win, which is kind of, similar results. Or he plays okay and they lose. Kind of similar results. But if he plays bad and they lose, the whole narrative around Brock Purdy is going to be changing this offseason, I think, for a lot of people. If you think the haters are bad now, a lot of you guys think I'm a hater, but if you think the haters are bad now, if Brock Purdy goes out here and lays an egg, looks like he did against the Ravens, and the 49ers lose, Grant and I are going to have quite a bit of discussion this offseason.
So let's talk about why this is the case. Because it's 100% true, and I think a lot of people would say okay, well, this just proves that people are waiting for Brock to mess up so they can say, see, he's not that good.
That's not what I'm doing.
That's not what I'm doing either. I mean, that's not really what the case is. What are you doing?
I'm a Niner fan. I want Brock Purdy to ball the hell out. I want the 49ers to win a Super Bowl. I want there to not be any quarterback controversy because as a Niner fan, that feels better. Now, obviously, as a content creator, that stuff is good, but that's not what I'm sitting around waiting for. I don't make a living off of YouTube. I make a living off of real estate. I would rather see my kids win a Super Bowl. I hope Brock Purdy goes out there and balls the hell out and wins that Super Bowl. But it's the reality. If he does play poorly, this is what's going to be talked about over the next 5 months.
I think it's like casual fans probably look at Brock Purdy. They look at his stature and his highlights and say, yeah, this guy's not the real deal. I think people that have watched him very closely who are still skeptical, me, say, you know what, man, he's really, really, really good. And he's still very early in his career. And he's gotten quite lucky. I'm sorry. He has. He got lucky in the NFC Championship game, the divisional game. He throws some passes that hits defenders in the hands, in the face, like perfectly placed for the defender, and they've dropped it. And my experience covering the NFL is those things even out. Like he's just not going to be touched by God, blessed like that forever. It's going to even out. And if it happens in the Super Bowl, he throws 2 picks and they lose, someone, me, could say, well, there it is. Like that's been an issue. And he's sort of, that's just regression. It was bound to happen. It's happened in multiple games this year where all of a sudden it's like, dude, you are a turnover waiting to happen. So that's a big one for him. If he manages the game and doesn't turn it over, or even if he throws a pick and they score 30 plus, no big deal. But if he throws a couple picks and the offense scores 17, 20, 23, huge deal, because this was an issue in training camp. It was an issue at times during the season. And if you've watched him closely, you know he's gotten some lucky bounces. The ball hit the other guy in the face, Ryan, in the face.
Right.
Sorry, I can't get over that. I can't get over that.
I love it. I like it when you say in the face. It makes my day.
In the face.
Here's the thing about Jimmy, man. I feel like Kyle, there's the thing that's really about Kyle. I think Kyle it got done with Jimmy Garoppolo because of what he did in the postseason. So it really doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. This is what, writes your real story. And it's really going to be what, and Kyle's 100% sold on Brock Purdy. But if Brock Purdy goes out here and plays like he did against the Ravens, Kyle could back off a little bit from his confidence in Brock Purdy. And I'm not saying he's going to dump him and move on next year, but he could tighten the leash a little bit next year. And if he sees more of the same, it could be bad. I'm hoping as a Niner fan that Brock Purdy just goes out here and balls the hell out and they win this thing and he's the guy moving forward. I think it's a tremendous story, man. Like if you think about everything he's been through to get here and how unbelievable it is to cap it off with a Super Bowl victory, possibly a Super Bowl MVP, that's as good as it gets from a story standpoint. So there's a lot riding on this game. I mean, it's the biggest game for any team, for any quarterback, but especially a second-year quarterback coming off a UCL injury, last pick in the draft, who has a contract negotiation coming up after, not this season, but next season. He could really write his story with this game, go out. And I'm wondering if because is he thinking about this? Is he going to try to do too much because of this? Or do you think he's just going to play his game?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, he needs to realize, and people need to realize that this Chiefs defense is really good against the pass. They got the pass rush. They got the coverage. There's nothing you could take advantage of in the pass game. And just a week ago, they made Lamar Jackson look like freaking a backup quarterback. I mean, they made him look bad, and he's great. He's the MVP of the league. They made him look terrible. They made him look confused, inept. I'm sorry. I don't think you can be too harsh. And I'm not taking anything away from Lamar. That's how good the Chiefs defense is. So they could do that to Brock. They could absolutely do that to Brock if he's not careful. Fortunately for Brock, he has a much better offensive coordinator than Lamar Jackson has, a better supporting cast. To your point, as long as he doesn't do too much, you're not a gunslinger in the Super Bowl. You are a point guard. Distribute the ball, quick passes, out of your hand, Debo McCaffrey. You should be all right. But it is Mahomes. If he finds himself in a shootout, is gunslinger Purdy going to be able to protect the ball?
The number one thing that Brock has to do in this game is not turn the ball over. Above everything else, don't turn the ball over, Brock, because, history shows when you don't turn the ball over, you're undefeated. Your team is undefeated. That's the number one thing Brock Purdy has to do going in this game is not turn the ball over. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to be the hero. Take the dump offs, dink and dunk if you have to the whole damn game. If there's an open deep shot, take it, but don't risk it. Right? I know you got to risk it to get a biscuit, but I don't think with this team, there's a lot of biscuits already. You got biscuits. Just butter them. I don't know where it went from. I don't know.
I like that. Yeah. I don't know what it meant, but it sounded good.
It sounds right. Yeah.
Buttery biscuits. Okay.
Yeah.
Chris Tallarico says talk to Colton, Ross, Mason. They'll have time. Cool. Yeah. Like Butta says, is Brock worth $200 million if he wins Sunday?
Like Butta. Perfect timing.
I think if he wins a Super Bowl, he's going to get a whole lot more than that. So, yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I would give it to him, but that's what he'd be worth. Chris Tallarico says been on Colton all season, and he's been solid. Yeah, he even razzes me in the locker room, which is
Does
cool.
he?
I'll take it. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he
does.
watches the show and he's seen what's been said.
Shout out to Colton McKivitz, my favorite right tackle in the league.
Yeah,
My favorite player on the team.
he has a good personality. I've seen his response like in a couple interviews, and he seems like he takes it all in stride. Yeah,
Absolutely. As opposed to his predecessor, who had a tough time
yeah,
with the criticism.
yeah.
Claymore Custom says, let's hope for all our sakes the NFL likes the idea of the upcoming Mr. Irrelevant movie. Oh my God. How long is it going to take Hollywood to make Mr. Irrelevant? Or Mr. Relevant? That'll be what they call it, right?
It'll be out before next season.
Tom Holland's definitely playing Brock Purdy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then
I saw
the
your whole
dude
cast. Yeah. Who are you playing again? Who are you playing again? I forgot.
I think I should be Kyle.
Yeah.
I think I could do a real good Kyle.
Yeah.
I'll have to work on it, though. I'll have to audition for it. It's going to be a lot of competition.
I don't know. Do you really need to audition? You're Grant Cohn, dude. Maybe they'll just call you.
Stop. All Niners says, I heard that Chase Young's getting benched. Is that fake news? Yeah, I think it's fake news. Although it wouldn't hurt. Bulliard says, hey, Grant, if Brock Ball's out in the Super Bowl and wins, then you said he would get a huge payday. How could the Niners afford the rest of the free agents?
Well, he's not going to get first. He's not going to get paid this week. This year.
It's another. Yeah. It's 2025. Sorry, Brock. Yeah. You got to keep that roommate. Chris Talarico, as a skeptic, I honestly don't think that Brock will be the reason they lose. If they lose, Kyle and that defense should be under the microscope.
Yeah, if they lose, my biggest.
You know how that's going to go, though.
Yeah, my biggest worry is Kyle.
Yeah, but yeah. If they have a lead and blow it, that's Kyle. Yeah. Moises Rosales, Grant, you skipped my Moody question. What? Oh, I did. Can you ask Moody what he's doing to prepare for a potentially game-altering kick? Ooh. Shanny should have him kick 50-yarders and practice with the whole team and staff focused around him and heckling him.
Yeah, put pressure on him. Psych him out before he leave Moody alone. As a 49 fan, my request is don't ask him anything.
Yeah. Matthew Sanders. The two best offensive players are the two guys who have never been here and won it the most. Toss left 15 times. All of their approaches are invalid.
CMC and Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate streaming in a new spot. My neck hurts. I blame myself.
You got a spa in that hotel?
Probably. Although, nothing, I'm just going to complain for a while. Nothing in Vegas is that nice because they want you to gamble. Yeah. You get in the room and you're like, oh, it's a room.
Yeah. Your masseuse is like smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's that kind of town. Can't Stop Girardi says, I remember in that 22 offseason, Grant said that Brock was the best quarterback during training camp. Also, Kyle obviously tunes in. I never said that. I wish I had. I did not say that. I don't think Kyle did either. Can't be rewriting history after the fact 2 years later. Chris Rodriguez says, sorry, man, but JT should be Kyle. Oh, yeah. JT. He really actually did a good impression. JT O'Sullivan.
Did he? That's right.
He did. I got to give him that. All right, speaking of Kyle Shanahan. Speaking of Kyle Shanahan, is he ready for the Super Bowl? Because he's already blown two. A lot of coaches would be lucky to blow one Super Bowl. He's blown two. Is he going to make it a trifecta, or do you think he's going to break through?
I mean, I'm predicting the 49ers win in a low-scoring game, close game. So I think he's going to break through. I feel like the guy doesn't lack confidence. You saw him before the Lions game. You saw him yesterday, but you saw him before the Lions game talking to John Lynch, said, I'll see you on stage before the game. Right. So I don't think Kyle lacks confidence, man. And if anything, I'm noticing more confidence than ever. One thing who came up.
Hey, maybe that's why the Niners' effort was terrible in the first half, because their whole attitude was, hey, we got this. I'm just saying, I don't know.
There was an interview I just listened to with one of the linemen that was on the 49ers when I can't remember who it was. He was on the 49ers when Kyle took over. The guard, I can't remember his name. But anyways, he was being interviewed, and he said in Kyle's first meeting, he was visibly nervous, shaking. He was shaking at his first meeting. Yeah. Yeah, he just I just heard it like 2 days ago. Can't remember the guy's name.
Like public speaking was an issue for him? Talking
He
in
was
front of the
just
team?
really nervous at the first 49ers meeting. He was visibly like his hands were
A
shaking.
player said this?
A player said that. Yeah.
Interesting. So I've heard about this too. I didn't know he was nervous, but I did hear that as he started finding his voice as a head coach, what he would do, and this is something I do when I'm nervous, curse a lot. F bombs. A lot of F bombs, which can sort of help you loosen up, but you got to remember that a lot of players in your team are deeply religious and probably don't appreciate it. But still, I think it probably works for Kyle. He curses, gets him out of his head.
It gives him that little edge. But it was
Yeah.
Kilgore. Yeah, Daniel Kilgore. Avo, shout out to Avo in the chat. Daniel Kilgore is the one who said that. But my point was he has
I remember
evolved.
4 years ago at the Super Bowl, I went around to Staley use check, and I say, "Hey, Joe, what's Kyle's favorite word?" And he'd be like, "Oh, the F word. Can I say it?" Yeah, he says it all the time. Like all of his players. Anyway.
Yeah, but my point is, I think he has evolved as a coach. He's gotten a lot better. He has more confidence now. It just feels like it. So I think we've seen that development, that evolution from Kyle Shanahan. I think he's ready to get over it. I'm hopeful that he's learned from his past mistakes and he's ready to change that history. And hopefully they come out and win this game. But I think he's ready.
Maybe he's just nervous for the new team, and now that he's been here for 7 years and he's got a whole clique of players that go with him to Cabo San Lucas, he feels at home. I don't know.
Do you think he's ready?
I mean, not really. Not really. I mean, what are the two things we're evaluating him on? Your adjustments. You couldn't make an adjustment against the Lions until you went into the locker room at halftime. You can't. That's not good enough against the Chiefs. If something ain't working, you got to fix that on the sideline. Because Andy Reid can do that. Like true head coaches can make adjustments on the sideline, offense or defense. Offense or defense, doesn't matter. Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, John Harbaugh. Yo, would we load the box, please? I mean, it wouldn't. Can you imagine Jim Harbaugh giving up 150 rushing yards in the first half? It would never happen. He'd be on the headset being like, oh, this is what I want.
Right.
Whereas Kyle is looking at his play sheet, like planning the next drive. So I don't know if that's going to change, but man, you can't let Steve Wilks flounder for a half while you're thinking about your plays. So in-game adjustments, not just halftime adjustments. And then if you have a lead in the second half, how are you going to put it away, man? How are you going to put it away? You got the run game. You got the best running back in the league. You got Debo. You got all these guys, all these running backs you trust who are good. You got to be able to find a way, because if you blow another second half lead, that's it for you, man. I'm not saying you get fired, but like that's your legacy. That's who you are. That's who you are.
Here's the thing that I think is the bigger question, because I think a lot gets put on, oh, it's the Super Bowl. Oh, it's the playoffs. You know, that's different. He doesn't have any, so-and-so doesn't have any experience in the playoffs, or he's never been to the Super Bowl. I don't think that matters as much as, are you ready to beat the Chiefs, who have kicked your ass 3 times when you've played them? I believe the spread is like 131-70. They beat them by 11 points twice, 20 once. So he's struggled against Andy Reid and the Chiefs. Now, where he has had success that I found recently, I believe he's 5-3 against Steve Spagnuolo-led defenses all time. And the 3 losses coming against the Chiefs. But I believe outside of that, he's done pretty well when he was either the offensive coordinator or the head coach against Steve Spagnuolo and his defense. So that part I think he's ready for. It's just a matter of, I think this is really just about the defense. I know typically when you get to the Super Bowl, it's about just whose offense can outscore who, but obviously part of that is because of defense. So I think the defense is key to this game. Can Wilks make adjustments on the fly? Can Kyle protect the lead? Those type of things. I think that's what this game's going to come down to.
I think people that pick the Niners to win, look at the offenses and say, geez, the Niners actually have a better offense than the Chiefs. Like Patrick Mahomes is the best, but the Niners offense just overall is better, which is one reason why Purdy's numbers are better than Mahomes, at least in the regular season. Someone that might want to pick the Chiefs would say, yeah, Niners might have a better offense than the Chiefs, although not in the postseason, but it's close. Defense, though. Chiefs have a real good defense, and the Niners used to. I don't know what happened to the Niners defense. I can't explain it, but I don't feel like the Niners have had a dominant defensive performance in months. And maybe they will in this game, but they had effort issues in the NFC Championship game. Ryan, I can't. What is that? They can't stop the run. They can't give their all. Maybe they will now, but I have real concerns with that defense.
Let me give you some mathematics here, my friend. Here's what I did. I looked at common
What's today's mathematics? What's today's mathematics?
It's Mathematics Monday.
Okay.
I looked at common opponents between the Chiefs and the 49ers. There are seven total common opponents this year.
Okay.
They're both 4-3 against those opponents.
Wow.
Okay? Now check this out. I took the points. Check this out.
Check it.
I took the points for the 49ers and the points against for the Chiefs. I added that together, divided by 14. I did that same thing, opposite way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It breaks down to the 49ers 22.14 versus the Chiefs 21.56. That's why my prediction is the 49ers beat the Chiefs 23-21. I use straight math. Okay.
Dude.
Right?
Not partial math. Straight math.
Straight math. Rounded it. Boom.
I feel like I'm the only person expecting a high scoring game. Vegas expects a low scoring game. I'm thinking like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I just don't believe in the Niners defense at all. Their pass rush, trash. Their run defense, trash. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, they're giving up like 5.6 yards per carry in the playoffs and they have 2 sacks. 2. And they're both by Bosa, right? Where the hell is everyone else?
Yeah, I don't know. As long
as
Bosa
Javon Hargrave do for this team?
Croc was on my show this morning. He said that he's like you. He thinks it's going to be a high scoring affair. I just think I looked at the points and I did math. Straight math leads me to believe.
I have a hard time disagreeing with you because you're usually right. And I don't use straight math. So that's a tough one. Brother Bob, Ayuk hasn't been there either. He will win Super Bowl MVP.
I don't think this is Ayuk's game.
I don't know. They got some corners on this team, man.
Yeah.
Christian Ayala says, we will see Debo returning picks. Will we see Debo returning kicks or playing running back? I feel like he's not a great kick returner.
Really?
He gets lit up.
It's a Super Bowl, man. I think I want him out there.
Fair enough. You just convinced me. Joshua Wyatt says, you catch the CMC part of the Jed presser. Remember I said the CMC move was Lynch doubling down on Jimmy. When Kyle told him Brock was the best quarterback in the roster, I bet his job flashed before his eyes. I didn't want to trade for Christian either. I thought that was a lot to give up for a guy who wasn't going to make Jimmy Garoppolo a Super Bowl champion. Little did I know that Brock Purdy was waiting in the wings.
Yeah. You and Kyle not in favor of the CMC trade, apparently.
I'm telling you, I should be Kyle in the movie, man. We have way too much in common. But JT O'Sullivan, he can go to the, let's have it like this. He can go to the audition. I'm gonna win.
Yeah. Head to head. Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. Lyle Bolliard says Niners have 3 studs at running back. They should pound the rock until they stop them. Then when Brock comes to the line and the Chiefs stack the box, then have Brock call pass play action.
Well, when you have 3 studs, you want to pound
do something similar.
Yeah.
With Pacheco. Right. Great.
Yeah.
Great name, Pacheco. Aliki Carroll says, does Kyle pay for Brock to go to Cabo this offseason if they win? Lord knows Brock can't afford it. It's not in his budget.
Brock just got that Toyota deal. You guys are sleeping on Toyota.
That's true. Toyota could sponsor his. He might have to do like advertisements when he's there, though. Kind of be a drag.
That's fair.
Ethan M. It's going to be all about the Niners, about the second quarter. Kyle Shanahan finally came through in crunch time these last 2 games, and the Chiefs are not good after half. Kyle be clutch.
This game's on Kyle, man. I really feel like this game's on Kyle. This is If he wins, it's because Kyle did his thing. If they lose, it's probably because Kyle messed something up at some point. That's my biggest worry.
Andy Reid's been like this. When he had Alex Smith, he used to have incredible opening scripts. He always has an incredible opening script. It's Andy Reid. But if you can survive that script, then he's exposed with the fact that his weapons aren't that good this year. So that's a good point. Matthew Sanders, rather get sacks or interceptions. Sacks equals crybaby Mahomes.
Interceptions.
It's hard to do either against Mahomes.
Yeah.
Wave 9. Grant, please ask Purdy to grow a mullet again. That's not a question.
If you say, can you grow a mullet again?
Can you grow a mullet again? But he physically can. That boy needs his flavor back. Also, Chiefs have same record against NFC as the Niners do versus AFC this year. Whenever he comes out to the press conference with a forward hat, bad sign.
What flavor is the mullet though? Is that like Skull tobacco? What flavor is that? Bud Light?
Yeah, it's Skull.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
Skull
think you want
flavor.
that
It's
flavor.
Bud Light flavor for sure.
Yeah.
Keystone Light.
Keystone.
Ralph says, Grant, you need to go to Nacho Daddy and get the filet mignon nachos. Man, that sounds
like
a lot, but I'll check it out.
Sounds like you should. Yeah.
Chase McDude says the Chiefs secondary that great. GB wide receivers lit them up. Jerry Sneed, pretty good. Trent McDuffie, pretty good. Justin Reed, pretty good.
Yeah.
How about that forced fumble that L'Jarius Sneed had at that 1-inch line against Zay Flowers? Wow.
Huge. Yeah.
Huge. Gene J
I'm worried
says,
about Reed. Sorry, but I'm worried about Justin Reed. Like Justin Reed, leave Brock alone, dude. I'm really worried about him.
See, I'm not. You know why? Again, not an MP. That's a YP. That's a TP. That's a they problem. Gene J says Casey has better coaches. Players can't overcome bad coaching. KS needs to play to their strengths and not out scheme the opponent. Maybe try to out execute. I like that. Lyle Bulliard, CMC Super Bowl MVP.
That's where my money is.
I can see it. Last topic. How do you think the Niners should defend Kansas City?
You know, I've been thinking about this a lot because it's a very tough matchup. I mean, you got to kind of pick your poison. But what I think they should obviously do is first try to take away the run game the best you can with Pacheco. D-line needs to really step up. That's step one. But I think what the 49ers need to do, which they don't normally do, is they definitely need to mix it up. But I would like to see more man from the 49ers than they usually do. The reason why is I think Charvarius Ward, Yamada Lenore can handle Scatling and Rice. I think they can hang with those guys. And then you could match somebody up on our boy Kelsey and bracket him. And I think that's the best plan. More man than zone. Play tight coverage. Take away those first and second reads. Take away Kelsey and cross your fingers. Pray. Hope that works. But I think that's the best plan.
I completely agree. It seems to me that if you're not threatened by the other team's wide receivers, you should be playing man-to-man coverage. Don't just let those receivers run through your defense unguarded and let them like find holes in your zone. And don't do that if you don't have to. You don't have to. So yeah, trust Travarius Ward and Diamondor Lenore one-on-one. Bracket Kelsey, 8 in the box. That's a great start. The one thing though is like, how do you match up with the heavy formations? Because against the Lions, when they went 6 offensive linemen or 3 tight ends or 2 tight ends, the Niners did nothing different. They're just, Wilkes and Kyle kept throwing out the wide 9. And I don't know, I think you could do better than that. And don't just let people get by the first line of your defense. If they go 3 tight ends, which they do 20% of the time, use a 5-man front. You've used 5-man fronts before. You did it against Jacksonville. Use Javon Kinlaw. I really feel that Javon Kinlaw needs to be an important member of the game plan and an impact player in this game. Like, get Jair Brown off the field against those formations. Bring in Kinlaw because you can't let the Chiefs be bigger than the Niners in the trenches. The Chiefs don't have that many advantages on offense, but that's one. That is one right there. You can't let them out-muscle the Niners in the trenches because they'll win.
Kinlaw has been sneaky good the last couple games. I don't know if people really he's been sneaky good. Yeah. And so I think that's a good idea also. Another reason why you want to go man though too is like with Kelsey, if you play zone, he's just gonna find the openings in the zone and just sit down and Mahomes is gonna find him. I really feel like you got to put a guy on him at all times wherever he goes. You go with him and bracket him with the safety. I think that's going to be huge for the 49ers as far as defending this Chiefs team. Also, though, when you look at the numbers for Mahomes, he does well no matter what defense he faces, but his numbers are the worst against tight press man coverage. So that's what you need to do. Plus, the Chiefs are going to be thinking the 49ers are going to zone, I would imagine, because that's typically what they do a majority of the time. So throw a curveball and come out, press man coverage.
Problem with man coverage against Andy Reid is he'll have 800 million ways to beat it with all those little crossing routes and rub routes. And so they'll have to switch it up. But yeah, you want to play man coverage because you can't stop Travis Kelce with zone. You just can't.
Yeah.
RG says Reid was 61 years old when he won first Super Bowl. Kyle is 44.
Good point.
Who is Sparta? Jay Sway says CMC is going to win this for us. I think people are underestimating his impact and overestimating Chiefs' ability to stop him.
They got a good run defense, but I do think it's CMC's game. I can see CMC scoring 3 touchdowns in this game, 100+ yards. I really think he'll be the MVP. So I'm not
if this game comes down to which running back's better, that bodes well for the Niners.
Yeah.
Josh Wyatt says, can you please ask Wilkes if he's comfortable going to a 5-man front on his own or if he needs to run something like that by Kyle? Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that question. It's kind of obnoxious in a good way. Chase McDude says, don't let your edge rushers get washed out of the run game by wide receivers. Side note, Chase had a great second half. Chase Young or Chase McDude? Agree with you, Chase. Anthony C., if Andy Reid wins this Super Bowl, where do you rank him all time in terms of offensive minds? When would he surpass Walsh?
He never.
But this would tie him in Super Bowls with Walsh. How about that?
Yeah, he's not going to surpass Walsh in terms of offensive minds.
It put him in the conversation with Walsh and Gibbs and the other offensive coaches who've won 3 Super Bowls. Freaking yeah. Big deal. I mean, it'd be so big he could just retire. And he might. Ethan M says, what's wrong with the tight front compared to wide 9? Nothing. It's not. I mean, if you're getting gouged between the tackles, you might want to compress things a little bit. I'm just saying. Brother Bob, your Vegas hotel room, not family. Your Vegas hotel room, not family. Been Vegas 100+. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Rico says soft zone. Wilkes won't go man. Pacheco will get his, but you have to concentrate on stopping the run and taking Kelce away. Missing Jimmy Ward right now. I always miss Jimmy Ward all the time.
Yeah.
West Bay Niner Talk says, sorry, I'm super late, but what's both of your thoughts on the practice field issues? It's unfair and worse than unfortunate, and the NFL has to make it right.
Agreed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we talked about that first. That was the first topic.
Yeah, we knocked that one out. Crane, I think you skipped my first Moody question. I got the Moody question. I'll go back to it and get it again. Gene J, win the time of possession and be aggressive on D. Agree. Let me get that Moody. Okay. Can you ask Moody what he's doing to prepare for potentially game-altering kick? I got this. Shanny should have him kick 50-yarders in practice with the whole team and staff focused around him, heckling him. Like in Happy Gilmore. You suck.
You know Moody's going to win this Super Bowl, right? You're aware of that? That's what's going to happen.
Or lose it.
Probably, but win it. I think.
Like, what if this game comes down to field goal? Like Harrison Butker, got a good name. He's a good kicker.
Yeah,
he kicks Butker. That was
Moody,
so not funny.
Moody's going to win. Moody kicking the game winner is the icing on the cake for this season.
About Jake Moody's game, personality, demeanor gives you confidence?
None of it. But
nothing.
That's why, because I'm so unconfident, that's why he's going to do well and win the game for the 49ers.
Quiet assassin. He's just lulling you to sleep, and then boom, 65-yarder for the win.
His name, Moody, means inconsistent.
That's true. That's a great point. Maybe they shouldn't have drafted a kicker named Moody. Maybe they should have drafted a kicker named. Maybe he should change his name. Jake Consistent. I don't think you should. Abu Marco 23 says, concerned with batted down throws. Purdy had 3 drive-killing bat downs. Chris Jones killed us in 19 with this. Other than grow taller, what can he do? Run. Get the hell out of the pocket.
Just jump on all his throws.
Yeah, like Jeff Garcia used to. Jordan Matthews, you guys talk about the practice field controversy? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's too bad. We really have not much more to say to it than it's too bad and they better fix it.
Yeah.
I got to go get ready for media night.
Enjoy that.
It was a good show, though.
If you
Thank you,
see
Ryan.
like anyone famous, if you see like Holly Berry, tell her I said hi.
If I
I don't
see
think she'll be
Halle
there.
Berry, I will tell her that Ryan G. Hensley says what's up.
Yeah,
I got you.
appreciate it. Hey,
Yeah.
real quick, I'm like 130 away from 7,000 subs, and I
What?
guarantee you, if I get 7,000 subs, the 49ers win the Super Bowl. Go
What?
subscribe. Yeah.
Everyone go subscribe to Ryan right now.
Yes.
Ryan G. Hensley Show. Thank you, Ryan.
Appreciate
I'll
it,
see you
Grant.
guys tomorrow with my pops at some point, maybe in the afternoon. I got to coordinate. See you guys.